Hey, Bobby Boucher. Good to hear you up in there. Oh, wait. I didn't turn on the other switch. Hang on. I got to go turn on a different switch. Bobby Boucher, Motormouth Mall. I'll be right back. I forgot something. I shall return. All right.
Yeah, 10-4.
All right. We got a different switch in line. A different situation. They call that a situation. Bobby Boucher, Motormouth Mall. What's going on to break?
Oh, not too much. I'm parked in a spot where I'm not probably hitting you very hard. I'd be lucky to probably put, 7 S units on in your receive over there. There's a spot I normally park in over here, but I got drivers kind of taking up that area, so I'm not exactly pointed the right way, but I guess we'll do what we can. 10-4.
You're 8S units over here, so you're doing real good. I hope I'm putting 8 on you. I should be. I should be somewhere close to the 8 mark there, break.
I hope I'm putting 8 on both of you.
Hello, Mongoose. Hey, Mongoose, you can hear Bobby Boucher out there in the mobile?
Yeah, I can hear him, Jay. Good, loud, and clear up here.
Bobby, you hear Mongoose?
Yeah, 10-4, Mongoose, what's your 20?
I'm up here, Southern Oregon, just about 30 miles north of the state line, Roger.
Yeah, 10-4, yeah, you're blasting in here, man. Sound like a local. I thought you were a local there for a second.
Yeah, where are you at?
I'm right here in Motormouth Mall's backyard. I'm about, a couple miles from him.
Okay. The Central Coast boys, there you go. No, sounded good, man. Mobile smoking up here.
Out of curiosity, Mongoose, with Bobby Boucher where he is now, I don't think he's optimized to talk to the northwest corner right now. But with him where he is and me where I am, what's the signal strength difference or break?
I'm looking, you're right at about 7.5, close to 8, and then Bobby's down around 6.
Sure. And Bobby, which way are you looking? Which way are you transmitting?
I'm transmitting directly east, so I'm hitting him off the side of my truck, which is the absolute worst. I'm surprised I've been getting up there at 6S units.
Yeah, no, you sound good, man. And, even with the way Mother Nature is, you're good, stable, too.
Yeah, 10-4.
Hey, you both sound great over here. I'm looking north. Well, I'm omnidirectional, but I've got the biggest lobe pointed north.
Right on. No, it sounds good. I just got off the 21 and was walking back into the shop, and man, all of a sudden all the audio coming back out through the door there. I had to walk into the radio room, Roger.
Yeah, I'm glad you did. Yeah, Bobby called me up a little bit ago, said, I think I'm going to be in Santa Maria in a couple hours. So I left the radio turned on. And sure enough, I'm across the room working on the doggone Omega match. And I heard him call, and I thought, I better go turn on the little box. So I turned on the little driver and came out here and keyed down and forgot to hit the switch. I had to roll back up in there in the other room and hit the switch so it actually would transmit. And, the Omega match is coming along. I found a box that's 24 inches square by by 12 inches deep. And it's got enough space to put these two big 20 kilovolt vacuum variables and the motors and some other stuff. So anyway, it's what I've got. It's a little bit bigger than I wanted, but it's going to work.
Roger. All right, you going with aluminum, or is it steel, or stainless, or what? I tell you what, if you need enclosures like that, Zorro.com, man, they carry everything. It's a subsidiary of Grainger's, but a lot cheaper.
Roger, Zorro. I got to write that down. Zorros.com. All right. And, these are from, I've got like 4 or 5 of these boxes. They came from Vandenberg Air Force Base. They were outdoor enclosures for some stuff on the base. They're they're fiberglass, quarter-inch thick or so fiberglass, with real nice clasps and weather sealing all the way around, and then a aluminum backing plate on the bottom of them.
Okay, there you go. There you go. Yeah, it's nice when it has the studs either coming off the back there where you can put a plate on it and mount whatever you want. All right, man, well, I'm going to back out. Bobby Boucher, man, it's good talking to you. I don't think I've ever keyed it down with you.
Yeah, 10-4. No, I've heard you out there, but never got a chance to actually talk to you. So, yeah, that's pretty cool, man. Appreciate the bump down. Sounded good down here.
All right. Where's your home 20?
Well, I'm a truck driver. We live in the truck, my wife and I. We're based out of Kingman, Arizona, so pretty much just run in and out of Arizona to here, California, and then back again. So we kind of do a big old circle a couple times a week. 10-4.
Roger. All right. Well, no, that sounds great, man. Glad we were able to key it down with you. So you travel safe on your travels there? Yeah, I'm kind of one of those, but I have a quick turnaround, so it's I'm only about 5 hours away from the home 20. So, but anyways, you have a good one. I'm gonna let you two get back to it, and I'm gonna get back out to the shop. Bobby Boucher, hey, Motormouth Mall. We'll see you guys.
Roger. All right, man. I appreciate it. We'll catch up with you maybe another time.
All right, and real cool, I've noticed something interesting, and I don't know how this works, and I'm not sure how to explain it. I'm going to play you both back, because I want to hear how it sounds on the playback. But, I'm running Adobe Audition to record the audio, and you're both coming off the same receiver, and you're both feeding the same recorder. However, when Bobby Boucher keys up, his audio is centered on the line, if you know what I mean. If you look at the waveform on the recorder, it's centered. And you would think everything that I record would be centered. Now let me look at my noise. Let's see here, the noise before that. Yeah, the noise is centered. But Mongoose, for whatever reason, I'm not sure what this is all about. For whatever reason, your audio is shifted down 3, 4, probably about 2 dB, about 2 dB lower. It doesn't sound bad, it's not bad, but why would the same receiver on the same recorder put one person's overall volume or waveform shifted down below the center line and another one on the center line? I'm going to play them back, though. Here's a playback.
Anyways, you have a good one. I'm going to let you two get back to it, and I'm going to get back out to the shop. Bobby Boucher, hey, Motormouth Mall. We'll see you guys.
Roger. All right, man. I appreciate it. We'll catch up with you maybe another time.
All right, and real cool, I've noticed something. I'm on the center. I don't know how this works. And I'm confused as to how that works. And I wish I could show this on the doggone YouTube video. I can't, because I've got the screen capture on the screen. But it's really weird. I got, two stations coming to the same receiver, being recorded on the same recording screen, program, and one of them is shifted off of center from the other one. I don't get it. I'm confused. That's the weirdest thing I've ever seen, the freak. I can see if you guys are on center or off center, if I'm on center or off center, but you're both coming from the same receiver. Motormouth Mall. Confused.
All right, well, let's check it out real quick. I just raised it up a couple KCs. Hey, Motormouth Mall, see what that does for your receive. I'm curious too. Once you said that, hey, what do you think? Is that did I hop up too much? 2 KCs?
No, It's not frequency. It's amplitude on the waveform. I'm going to take a picture of this. Bobby Boucher, go ahead and key up. Actually, better yet, on the count of 3, I guess Mongoose, go ahead and key up. Give me some audio, and then when Mongoose unkeys, Bobby, key up and give me some audio.
All right, I guess I'll key up first. I don't know if you told me to key up first or not. Let's see what it looks like on that scope. Hey, Motormouth Mall, test 1, 2, 3.
Okay, now you got Bobby Boucher right around Santa Maria, California, testing 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. Radio test, audio, radio.
Okay, I recorded that as a video, and I'm also going to take a look at that waveform and record it as a picture. Oh, come on, crap. Well, anyway, I think I did. Here, let me stop the recording and go back in. Okay, I'm going to zoom in on this. And then I'll email it to you or message it to you. Okay, I'll zoom in on it. So the audio that is at the, on the center line, and the audio above the center line, I don't get it. Oh, crap. Well, that's pretty crappy. Anyway, yeah, it's not a frequency. It's not above or below a frequency. It's you know, when you see what looks like a digital audio recorder like Audacity or Adobe Audition, and you got the center line and the waveform rides along the center line. One of you is centered on the center line, and one of you is shifted down below the center line. And then my audio is on the center line. So I just don't, it's not your radios. Well, it can't be. It's just audio, right? I mean, all I got is audio coming out of the radio. I don't have any IQ stuff or digital anything. It's just nothing but audio coming from an external speaker lead coming out of the SDR going right into the recorder. So how would the recorder know if one audio is supposed to be at a different shift off of center than another one?
I don't know, man. That's why I thought maybe it might be the actual frequency, but all right, here we go. All right, we're at our normal spot. Now we're starting to bring it down, and I can actually see the RMS peak stop, you know, kind of go right down to nothing. So right now we're should be about 50%. What do you think?
Wow, you still sound great, but what's happening is your the waveform that's going down. Now, don't confuse that with negative peaks, because it's not. But the waveform on my display that's going down is bigger in amplitude than the waveform going up. Now, Bobby Boucher, do the same thing to break.
Okay. Yeah, we're just doing a quick little check. Spiking the mic. I got nothing to say except some words so that we can see what it looks like on the computer screen. Audio test radio.
Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to play all that back and see if there's a sound difference between those. So let's see here. Here comes the beginning of it.
Okay.
Oh, wait, no. Here's the beginning of it right here.
All right, here we go.
Now, when you first keyed up there, Mongoose, when it was real loud and you went, all right, here we go, the positive going part of the waveform was really big. The negative was small. Then after a short second, then it got small going on the high side, but on the low side it got bigger. And when you unkeyed, it did the reverse. It got really big on the high side and small on the negative. Then I was in there. I'm going to try to take a screenshot of this so I can email it. So remember what I'm saying. And here goes. Let me turn the flash off. I don't need the flash. This is weird. We're learning something here. I don't know what we're learning, but we're learning. And so anyway, so you're the first one. And then I'm at the bottom on the center line. And then Bobby Boucher is the second key. All right. I've taken a picture of that. Now I'm going to play you all back. But while I'm playing it back, I'm going to see if I can see it on my side and see if it changes on my outgoing side. So here goes.
All right, here we go. All right, we're in our normal spot.
I can't record and play back at the same time.
And I can actually see the RMS peak stop, you know, kind of go right down to nothing. So right now we're should be about 50%. What do you think?
Wow, you still sound great, but what's happening is you're...
Okay. Yeah, we're just doing a quick little check. Spiking the mic. I got nothing to say except some words so that we can see what it looks like on the computer screen. Audio test radio.
Now, the difference that I know, so I've taken that picture. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to delete all the other pictures. I took a picture of that, so as long as you guys remember what I took a picture of and correspond it with this particular gate or whatever the case may be, delete all these other ones so I don't get them confused. The only thing I know that's happening now is that you've mentioned, Mongoose, that you're running RMS swing. you're seeing RMS swing. Now remember, on a 100% modulated, amplitude modulated signal, you won't see any RMS swing. If you key up 1,000 watts and you modulate 100%, you're going to see 1,000 watts on a bird meter. And a peak meter is going to roll up about 4,000 watt peaks. So if you're seeing RMS swing, that means that unless you're doing true asymmetrical modulation, then you've got something goofy going on there. So is there a way that you... Damn, President Richard has a timeout timer on it. Is there a way that you can lower your audio down even lower than that? Let me see what it does, the break, to what you think is ridiculously low, the break.
Okay, well, let me check this thing out. You know, what I was saying is, let's see, right about... So I'm pushing maybe about 900, pushing up to about 12. Let me turn it down to where that's, oh, wrong one. Here we go. Hello, we disappeared right about there. I got about 100 watt swing from dead key. What do you think?
Now the waveform is smaller and you're quieter, yes, but it's symmetrical. Let me take a picture of this. This will be a white background picture. I'm not going to go ahead and highlight it, so I'm going to take a picture of this. So this picture number 2 here, you'll see in the beginning your waveform was bigger looking and it got smaller, but as it got smaller, it got more symmetrical on the recorder. Now don't confuse symmetrical on my waveform with symmetrical or asymmetry on your radio, or peaks or anything like that. So anyway, so I took a picture of that. So now the question is, okay, on the derail radio, are you adjusting the audio on the carrier, or are you adjusting your audio at the mic gain, or are you adjusting your positive peak control? Do you have a separate control for positive peaks?
No, I'm just adjusting the audio on the radio, the mic gain. I'm just kind of bringing it down. Right now I'm about 8 driving, with audio to about 1,000. So that's probably why you saw both. You probably saw the high come down and meet up with a low a little bit. I'm thinking it might be a cap in the radio that's draining and then building back up after audio.
Interesting. But I'm only looking at the audio itself on my recorder. My recorder is not looking at the modulated waveform. It's recording the audio that your ears are hearing. So I don't know how it would know anything. But now that you've got it set where you've got it, it's symmetrical. Now the question is, if you leave that where it is, now can you make the audio on your processing gear or rack gear, on your console maybe, can you make that audio hotter without changing the drive on the radio and see what happens?
All right there, man. Well, I'm probably plugging 2020's ears. Let's turn this thing back up. But, hey, 2020, I'm sorry that I haven't keyed down. We were kind of playing with some audio stuff here. But 2020 making a fine trip up here to Southern Oregon.
Did you change it back where it was, or did you turn the input into it from the console? Did we just negate the whole test? I think we negated the whole test. All right. Well, anyway, we were trying to get somewhere. I think we were getting close. I was going to learn something. Motormouth Mall, step until 2020. I said hello.
Roger, 2020.
Hello, U.S. Marshal. I hear you up in there. U.S. Marshal, Motormouth Mall, waving. What's going on to break?
With that audio, and I heard you keying it down a couple times there, and I definitely had to get back out there. I know this is the bull, but Motormouth waving your way. Hey, 2020, good day to you.
Appreciate you waving that 5. Your audio is definitely clearer and more intelligible and nicer when it was down lower. So I think if we decide to go back to this experiment again, remember where you were. It'd be fun to address that a little bit differently. Anyway, all right, I think there's a lot more potential there. But that's just my ears. Anyway, Motormouth Mall waving and stepping. U.S. Marshal, I heard you roll up in there too. Mongoose in 2020. And Bobby Boucher, Motormouth Mall cruising. I got Downbreaker.
He's on the mall right now, so, hey, 2020 sounding good. Getting that SDR set up. I haven't done that yet. I guess that's another toy I'm going to have to mess with, and another thing I could fry my brain with. We'll see you.
Hey, Motormouth Mall, park the conditions in poorly, man. Motormouth Mall, get in the parking spot, then park your vehicle right in the northwest corner.
Roger, Roger. Where are you at, 2020?
I'm looking around the northwest corner. What's going on up there around northwest corner there, Breaker, Motormouth Mall waving, been a long time. Might have to go turn on the big box.
Area well. I used to have a ranch there in Creston, just east of Atascadero, so, oh yeah, no, I know that area well. Definitely used to have a flower farm out there, Roger. Yeah, Roger. Yeah, my cousin's ranch was right there behind the Long Branch Saloon, and I had my ranch just before that quick turn there off the 229. Roger.
Hey, John, you still out there?
Roger. Well, I think there's like 5 or 6 little ranchettes now on the property that I owned. But, yeah, a lot of cars kind of fade off. I was on the right side of that turn. All the cars went across the way, on either side. But typically it was all the drunken farmers coming back from the Long Branch heading towards the 41.
I didn't mean to do this to 2020, but I thought I would because I could, and I got down.
Yep. All right. Hey, 2020, have a good one. Old Motormouth Mall said he didn't want to do it to 2020 like that, but he did it because he could. We'll see you.
Hey, Motormouth Mall.
Roger. My sister lives there on right out the lake there in Nassau.
I didn't get you there, Bobby.
We moved up to Oregon about 5 years ago, so we're up here in the water.
Standing in there, Bobby, right now. What was that there, Bobby? Bobby, you said something. I didn't get it all. Motormouth Mall stepping.
Yeah, 10-4. I was just wondering if you're still getting me in up there.
Oh, yeah, you're smoking.
Yeah, you're still booming up here in Oregon.
If those guys are going to key up and take me out or not.
Those guys don't. Mongoose does. Yeah, 2020, I can't even hear him. But Mongoose has got a hammer down here.
I guess I can be like Black Judge and be Mr. Polite. What do you think?
One hit wonder. Roger.
All right, man. We're going to get back out of the shop, get a few things done. The wife's away, so I guess the mice can play. We'll see you.
Roger. Okay. Well, anyway, that audio test I was getting at earlier was, once you turn the audio down to where you were symmetrical on my waveform, which means the receiver was happy and the audio was sounding really good, then the question was if that was a byproduct of the radio or a byproduct of the audio feeding the radio. So if you put it back to that mode again, and then instead of turning up the mic gain on the radio, turn up the console, make a preamp of some sort, or preamp that'll increase the gain from your console to the radio and leave everything else the same, and see if you could increase your audio that way. That way it would keep it symmetrical, and you would have more loudness, and you would have more clarity, because your clarity was incredible when you turned the mic gain down. You didn't lose any volume. You think you did because your meter stopped moving, but you didn't lose any volume, but you gained a whole lot of clarity, which which tells me you've got headroom that you could be utilizing. But anyway, all right, Mongoose, take care of 7-3. It's Motormouth Mall cruising this thing on the low side of the high side. I got down.
You know, I can't let that one slide now. After that speech, I can't let that one slide. So right now, I got the slide on the output. Put the mic gain back where it was when you said I'm symmetrical. So here should be a test right there. But let's see what happens when I slide the mic gain up. If I start putting out a little bit too much. Hey, Motormouth Mall, I'm right there. I don't know. Let's see what happens right there.
Wow, you got louder again. You're back to the loudness that you wanted, and you maintained your symmetry on my recording. Now, let me stop my recording. I want to take a picture of this. So I have 3 pictures to send you, or whichever. I won't be putting them up online. I'll have to send them to you. But I'll have 3 pictures anyway that I can provide. And this last one, if I zoom in here, you'll see where it started off quieter on the left side, and then it progressively got a little bit more dense and a little louder on the right side. Now, it doesn't look like much on the screen, but in my earphones, in my headphones, it was huge. And then you can look at the YouTube gate. Right now on YouTube, we're sitting at 26 minutes. So that's about where this particular one took place. And I'm going to take a picture of this, and it'll be in my phone locked in here. And so now if you had some audio processing in the console or between the console and the radio that you could play with, that would be neat to see what that could do. But anyway, okay, here comes a picture of this. And this is you. Right there. Okay, so now it's textbook perfect. Now if you could just make it louder, not by turning up the radio anymore, but by creating more density in the audio feeding the radio. So see what that could do there, Ray.
All right. Well, I'm looking at the all I got is LEDs, and then I actually show a little overdriven light that'll come on. So I got to remember where I got. That's right. I took a picture of this. So you know how it is when you start turning knobs. All right. So I'm going to bring up that channel just a little bit more. Talk straight into this mic and do it at the same time. But I'm actually starting to see a little bit of distortion come out of this thing. I don't know what you see at your end. What do you think?
I would accept that distortion and leave it where it is. I would accept that little bit of distortion and leave it where it is. Your volume came up dramatically. Now, picture won't do that any justice because it's really the density that changed, although I'll take a picture of it anyway. The density is what changed, not so much the peaks. The peaks should not change, so you're where you want to be, but the density did. So let me take a picture of this. And I'm pretty sure we're going to forget which picture is which. But anyway, here goes. This one here is the one that's, you'll see it more dense at the right side of the waveform, but symmetrical on the screen. So now, is there a bass control or treble, a tone control? It looks like you can play with the EQ a little bit if you wanted to. Bobby, sorry about that. I just, this is a great opportunity to do what we're doing here, and I just wanted to do this real fast.
That'll hurt.
Well, that's weird. Now the noise on my radio. Go ahead and keep Mongoose.
All right. There we go right there. What are you looking at, though, on the scope there? Where am I lacking? Am I lacking mids, bass, treble, or what?
I'd like to hear a little bit more deep bass. I don't know where your what kind of EQ you've got on that console, but something down around 80 or 100 hertz. I'd like to hear what just a little bit of that would do first. I mean, you may not be able to go any higher there. I don't know if you can pull it off or not, but I'd like to hear if you can pull a little bit more up there on 80 or 100 hertz. Not a lot, like maybe a dB or two, but I'm just curious if you have that adjustability.
All right, well, here we go. raising it up right there, probably looking right about 2 dB. Right about 2 dB right there. Should have brought the bass in a little bit harder.
Roger. Now there's an ever so slight little bit of muffliness in there. Not much. Maybe 1 dB is better, but here, listen to it.
There we go. Raising it up right there, probably looking right about 2 dB. Right about 2 dB right there. Should have brought the bass in a little bit harder.
The difference between 0 and 2 dB is a bunch. 1 dB would probably be good. I could hear it come in there, but then it got over the top to break it.
Yeah, I heard it tighten up and get a little muffled. All right, we're gonna take it back. That should have cut that adjustment in half right there. But where are we at?
That's perfect. That's perfect. And I'm just curious, how much can you get on the top end?
That should have cut that adjustment in half right there. But where are we at?
How much can you get on the upper frequencies, way up high? Can you get up at around 4 or 5 or 6 kilohertz and boost that a little bit? Not much. 1 or 2 dB is all.
Well, let me check that out. Here we go. We're going to take 2 dB right there. That should have brought up the highs a little bit right there.
I leave it like that. Here, check this out.
Should have brought up the highs a little bit right there.
That's bodacious. Now let me do one more recording with this. I'm going to start here. Go ahead and give me the audio. Give me the Sally sells seashells down by the seashore or something. And let me hear what you got right there, right now. Right now.
Well, I don't know about Sally by the seashore, but we'll see what she's doing right there. Boy, I don't have much movement on the meters here, but a little different.
When you look at the YouTube gate and you see how much energy there is in your sideband and how much swing you got, you'll realize RMS swing is not what you want. It's all about peak, and you got it going on perfectly right now, but here goes.
I don't know about Sally by the seashore, but we'll see what she's doing right there. Boy, I don't have much movement on the meters here, but
there might be a little bit too much nasally. There might be something too much at 1K. You might still have too much in there at 1K, I think, to break.
Roger. All right, man. Well, I'm gonna head to. You got me going on this changing stuff, and luckily I took a picture just in case. But yeah, no, I know. It's the way it. It's the way it goes with this clean audio, that's for sure. But I know when you're getting fighting out on the bowl, man, there's nothing like that RMS swing.
Well, anyway, yeah, maybe. But now just pull one kilohertz. Go to 1 kilohertz, and if you've got a variable Q, tighten it up a little bit. But otherwise, just take 1 kilohertz and slide it down about 5 dB.
Are you talking about the treble?
1 kilohertz on your equalizer. If you have an EQ, or do you only have a bass and treble control?
I've got bass, mids, and treble.
But is the mid adjustable to be 1K, or is the mid like some weird frequency like 5, or what frequency is the middle at?
Yeah, let me take a look here. It's dark.
You want 1K. You want to get 1K down about 5 dB.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, this just goes, it's 2.5 kilohertz plus or minus 15 on either side.
Well, just for fun, that might be a little bit too high. I think 1K is where you want to be, but pull 2.5 kilohertz down about 5 or 6 dB, and let me hear what it sounds like.
All right, well, here we go. Got to make sure we're talking straight into this mic. That should be about right there.
All right, well, let me play that back, and
got to make sure we're talking straight into this mic. That should be about right there.
yeah, it's still like a There's a 1K is still up in there too high. Something with 1 kilohertz is still up. Is a tad high at 1 kilohertz.
Gotcha. All right. Well, man, I got to get back to it. I knew once we got into this thing, man, it definitely is playing around with these knobs. But yeah, we'll check it out. I've got to get a scope on that. I'm just wondering why, that the highs drop out, or the high and the lows actually get stronger. This is kind of weird. It almost seems to me like something in the radio is drawing down either the voltage regulator or a capacitor, and there's just draining.
No. You're misunderstanding. Your lows and highs, the frequencies are not what I'm talking about, and the frequency of the carrier is not the RF or the audio is not what I'm talking about. It's the area under the curve and the symmetry of the audio that a receiver decodes the audio into, that an audio recorder picks up. In other words, I'm not talking about frequency response. When I'm talking about the center line and the lows and the highs, I'm talking about the peaks and the valleys, and the peaks and the valleys above and below the center line on the digital recorder. When you started, they were all out of whack. Now they're beautiful, and the audio is beautiful. The only thing you're missing now is you've got too much mid-range in the actual mid-range of the audio, but that has nothing to do, and the scope won't show you what you're looking at. It's the rectified and translated and corrected and produced audio coming off of the receiver that I'm looking at. So, hey, don't confuse any of that. I hope you understand where we're going with this. So you're making drastic improvements over there. I know that your meters are going to show you one thing, and I know old school mentality and old school thought about what's going on out here is another thing. But I'll have to do a test to show in the real world between what's going on and why RMS meters read what they read and what happens. But it's not what you think. Anyway, now you're a whole lot better than you were. But no, I think you're missing right now is a little bit. You got to get rid of some 1 kilohertz audio in the mid range, and then once you do that, you may have to bump the whole thing, all your audio coming out of the console, up a little bit more. But you might want to find yourself a cheap parametric EQ. If you don't have an EQ on that console that'll let you get to a narrow 1 kilohertz, you might want to look for a cheap parametric EQ and put it in your effects loop, and then use that to pull out that 1 kilohertz. And I guarantee tell you'll have that broadcast quality sound. Anyway, yeah, you're good. You're doing good. I'm going to get out of here. Mongoose, Motormouth Mall, just trying to be helpful. I got down.
Roger. No, I understand what you're doing. I did take the lows down. I thought you wanted me to bring them up. So I took not the lows, but the mids. I've actually brought them down a little bit. So see what that does right there.
Man, that sounds good. I like that.
I did take the lows down. I thought you wanted me to bring them up. So I took not the lows, but the mids. I've actually brought them down a little bit. So see what that does right there.
All right, that's good. That's nice.
All right. Well, we'll leave it right there, and we'll see if we can't pick it up in a little bit to get this project I'm working on finished. Hey, Motormouth Mall, my time is ticking at home. You have a great day.
Roger, on your time ticking. Hey, Roger, on your time ticking. Come on. Hey, Mongoose. Radio station, Motormouth Mall. Your West Coast undermodulated beast. Got down. Right there, Bobby, what's going on there? I'm back. Motormouth Mall, stepping 1 fat watt at a time.
Yeah, 10-4. No, I was just listening to you guys. Let me turn down the speed. Kind of getting in there a little too much. But, yeah, I was just listening to you guys working it there. But, yeah, you definitely helped him get some improvements on the audio. I mean, he sounded great before, but he definitely sounds a little bit better now. So, yeah, that's pretty cool. And by the way, man, You're hitting me 30 over.
Roger, on 30 over. Yeah, I probably don't need all that up in there. But, Roger, let me do one thing here real fast. I'm going to delete this. And I'm going to go over to here and zoom in on some of this. Where is it? Right here?
Southern Oregon, just...
All right, I'm going to take some of this, Control-C, copy it, go to the end here, go to the...
Now, so, yeah, listening to you guys.
Go over to the beginning here, and paste this, Control-V, all right, and get rid of this dead spot here, and then get rid of this dead spot here, and delete, and then play this back. Here's how we sounded before, and then we'll go to after, and then we'll go to you, and then all in key.
Just about 30 miles north of the state line, Roger.
Sound. Anyway, it would be helpful. I got down. Dig in.
Roger. No, I understand what you're doing. I did take the lows down. I thought you wanted me to bring them up. So I took the, no, not the lows, but the mids. I've actually brought them there, and let's see if we can't pick this thing, pick it up in a little, just about 30 miles north of the state line, Roger.
Sorted.
Up in a little bit.
Clean.
Project I'm working on.
Bobby.
10-4. No, I was just listening to you guys. Let me turn down the speed. Kind of getting in there a little too much. But, yeah, I was just listening to you guys working it there. But, yeah, you definitely helped him get some improvements on the audio. I mean, he sounded great before, but he definitely sounds a little bit better now. So, yeah, that's pretty cool. And, by the way, man, you're hitting me 30 over.
Bobby Boucher, Motormouth Mall, got down.
10-4, appreciate the playback. Hey, how does this audio sound to your ears? You know, I hear the playback, and I did go on the gate and listen to it on the gate. Sounds okay, but I don't know. What do you think?
I like it. It's got a little bit of a hint of the reverb in there. It's got crystal clean, clear highs. It's got good bottom end. It's open. It's full. It's rich. If I was to say it's got anything too much, it might have just a tad bit of reverb tail or something like that in there. I like the reverb, but it might have just a tad bit too much. Let's see here.
How does this audio sound to your ears? You know, I hear the playback, and I did go on the gate and listen to it on the gate.
When you say gate, it trailed too much.
And I did go on the gate and listen to it on the gate. Sounds okay, but I don't know. What do you think?
When you said think, I think there's too much mid-range reverb there. Break.
Okay. Yeah, I just brought the tail of the reverb down just a little bit. But yeah, I heard that in there. It almost sounds like I don't know if there's too much top end on that reverb. You know, the higher frequencies in the reverb. But I brought the tail down a little bit. That make a difference. Gate, check, 1, 2, audio, 1, 2.
I just ran into the other room to turn off the other box and came back in here really fast. I didn't have the recorder going. I was going to play it back when I got back in here, but do that again. Give me the audio. I think there's still too much upper high frequency tail up in there, but play it back, or let me record some more first.
Okay. Yeah, I brought the tail down, just shortened up the tail just a little bit. So actually, it's not shortened that much, but it says 0.741 seconds, so about 3/4 of a second. That's probably too long. So now we're down at 0.68 seconds of a tail. Check, audio, 1, 2, radio test, audio.
I don't think most people would have a problem with it, and I don't really have a problem with it, but I'm going to play it back anyway. You can hear it.
Okay. Yeah, I brought brought the tail down, just shortened up the tail just a little bit. So actually, it's not shortened that much, but it's 0.741 seconds, so about 3/4 of a second. That's probably too long. So now we're down at 0.68 seconds of a tail. Check audio 1 2 radio test audio.
You know, it's not at this point. I don't think it's a timing issue. I think I will leave the timing where it is. It's amount of frequency being it's amount of upper high frequency stuff there is up there, probably up there around 4 kilohertz or somewhere. Or 3,500 or 4. I'm somewhere in there. Anyway, there's an abundance of something up in there. But that's what I heard, Debrick.
Okay.
Oops. Go ahead.
Okay, yeah. It sounded like there was just too much top end in that reverb. So I had it set at 4 kilohertz, as far as the reverberated signal. And so I brought it down to 3 kilohertz. So I'm sure it definitely shaved off some of that top end. Audio test. 1 2 system radio audio. That make any difference right there?
In my opinion, that's what you want right there. Perfect. I wouldn't change anything now. Check it out.
It sounded like there was just too much top end in that reverb. So I had it set at 4 kilohertz, as far as the reverberated signal. And so I brought it down to 3 kilohertz. So I'm sure it definitely shaved off some of that top end. Audio test. 1 2 system radio audio.
Now for the final part, remember to listen to the gate. Don't rely on my playback. Now what my ears are hearing, don't critique the playback too much. But what my ears are hearing is perfection. It's great.
Okay, yeah, no, actually the gate right now sounds pretty good. Yeah, no, that sounds a lot better. Yeah, there was too much high frequency energy in that reverberated signal. It sounded too splashy, too wet. Wet's good, but too wet, not good. So, yeah, I think that toned it down just a little bit and made it a little more proportional to the audio.
Yep, that would be a good word, proportional. You've got the right proportions of bass, the mids, the treble, the reverb, the dry, the whole thing. It's a nice, a full, complete, harmonious combination of all of the above. So I think it sounds perfect right there. I like it. That's super smooth. Not smooth. It's balanced. It's nice. Not smooth. You don't sound like National Public Radio. You sound like you got some pizzazz to the audio. I'd leave it like that.
Yeah, 10-4. Yeah, I need to try to work on getting a little bit more edge in the audio. Roughen the edges up just a little bit, and get a little bit more, a little more transient information in there. But yeah, that'll be for another day, I think. But overall, yeah, it sounds okay. It sounds pretty decent. Like you said, it's pretty well balanced. I don't think anybody complained about it. But yeah, it's a good baseline for me to work with.
10-4. Well, I think it certainly is. It's nice, and yeah, it's definitely a good sounding signal right there. It's a good, healthy sounding sample of audio, and I like what I'm hearing over here, so I think everybody else out there should too. Of course, there are different receivers and different speakers and different desired sounds. People's ears want to hear different things, but I think what you got is perfect right there. Break.
Yeah, 10-4. Yeah, I was telling you when I was talking to you on the phone, I put that vintage limiter in there, and it warmed up the audio. It has it's got some harmonic content in there, kind of roughened it up a little bit more than it was, which it wasn't at all before. And then I've got that exciter, that Aphex exciter, that Waves plug-in. That one really only does, it adds harmonic content from, right around, 1K, 1500 hertz or so and up. It doesn't add anything in the bottom. So, it's kind of one adding one to one area and the other one adding a little bit the other area. But eventually I think I'll find something that kind of works across the board. I mean, I do have exciters and everything, but I just don't really like the way they sound, not the ones I have.
Roger. I think you've hit the magic combination. I think your audio right now is the best I've ever heard it. It's the energy content along the shoulders from one end of the band to the other top of side, from one bottom end of your lower side band to the top end of the upper side band is really nice and smooth, not smooth, but doesn't have any real gross, disgusting peaks in it. It sounds good, and I think it's a good spot right there. So anyway, I like the exciters. I use the exciter built into isotope ozone or alloy right now. I'm using the isotope alloy exciter, and I only really use it on the top end. on the bottom end. I'm not using it on the top end. Yeah, the one that comes in ozone is actually a 3-band exciter, and it can be a single band, but it's a 3-band exciter, and I only use it for the bass, just to get that full, essentially the big bottom sound that Aphex, is known for with their big bottom compressors. RL exciter with big bottom. That's pretty much what I'm trying to duplicate to break.
Yeah, I'd like to try to do something along those lines, just to get a little more edge in there. I'm obviously not trying to get the Motor Mouth Mall sound, that's yours. But yeah, I like that sound for sure. I mean, your audio right now, by the way, sounds really good. Yeah, you said you were trying something different. I really like it, man. It sounds really good. But yeah, I'm gonna experiment with that a little bit and try to get some of the more harmonics in the low mid area without adding low mid. You know what I mean?
Yep, that's the goal right there. And you don't want to increase the level of those frequencies. You want to increase the perceived resonance of those frequencies, if that makes sense. You don't want the level to change. You want the perceived level of the resonance to change. But, that's... this audio here that I've got, intelligibility through the noise. And that's how I settled on this particular curve. So my ears would normally nudge me in a little slightly bassier direction. But any more bass that I added under that particular test decreased intelligibility. So I thought, no, I don't think so. I'm not going to do that. So I didn't.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying. No, it definitely, when I'm listening to it, I'm not hearing a lack of bass. I'm used to how you sound, and you got less bottom end in there, from what you're saying, but it's not coming through that way. It's got that deep, rumbly kind of bassy sound to it, but there's more present. It's more present overall, and it sounds like it's got more articulation without sounding mid-rangey. So, yeah, I like it, man.
And I have not yet begun to defile myself. I mean, here's even closer to the microphone, and there's the growl. So it can still create bass. There still can be a lot of bottom end. I can get right up on top of it like that. But, yeah, I think it's got what it needs. There's more normal right there, right next to the pop screen. Not pushing it too close. Don't want to touch the mic. I touched it a little bit ago. You can hear it. Oh, you can hear all that. That really brings up the noise gate. Watch. You can't touch the microphone. Motor Mouth Mall got down.
Yeah, that's funny. No, yeah, you can hear that artifact in there, the gate trying to control that resonance, that vibration. You know, it's funny you say you can't touch the mic. I actually have to hold mine. You know, I got to hold this thing, and you know, driving down the road with all that noise, man, it's tricky.
Yeah, I know what you're going through, that's for sure. When I was doing the wideband hi-fi stuff in the Jeep with that Cummins and big old knobby tires and noisy rattle-trapped Jeep, man, oh man, trying to control that noise and the background noise and all that stuff while rolling down the road, that was tough. That was to try to come up with a pseudo-sounding, dynamic-sounding audio after suppressing and controlling all that noise. That took a lot of doing, I'll tell you. So I know exactly what you're going through. It's not an easy environment to deal with every.
No, it isn't. You know, it would be good if you had like a modern Cadillac SUV, you know, or take it a step further and go with a Rolls-Royce Cullinan. I mean, I think inside of one of those is probably about equal to being inside of a professional studio as far as the, you know, the background noise. And that'd be the way to go. That's how we have to do our mobiles. I think I'm going to order a Cullinan. I think they're only about $500,000 or $600,000. What do you think?
Oh, you should get two of them for that.
Yeah, no doubt. The only issue is I'd have to live in it, you know?
You could do that. Yeah, there'd be no buying a house after that. Well, not for at least another few years, but yeah, I tell you, that's, I think, you know, like Billet Bob, you know, he's got that Escalade. Yes, I'll bet it's nice and quiet inside, man. I'll bet he could get some really killer wideband hi-fi, killer, nice, smooth, dynamic-sounding audio out of that thing. That's what I need. I will get at least some poor man's Rolls. I'll get one of them Cadillac Escalades every break.
Yeah, even the older ones, they're still quiet inside. You know, it's kind of just an upgraded Tahoe. Same basic thing. You know, in the old days, the older ones, early models. These days, I think they're different platforms, or something's different about them. But yeah, they're pretty quiet.
I would have mine completely gutted, and then I would go through and line the every metal surface before any headliner, before any floor matting, before any carpeting, before any seats, before any door panels. I would cover the entire interior of it with a layer of Dynamat, maybe 2 layers on the bottom and a layer everywhere else, and then put the interior back in.
Oh yeah. Add, you know, 500 or 600 pounds worth of Dynamat in that thing. Yeah, it definitely cut it down, you know, make it quieter. Make it, you know, heavier too. Damn thing rides smoother. So it's kind of a 2-for-1 there.
Oh, then I could take the big old pallet of bricks out of the back.
Yeah, and replace it with big old amplifiers, 10-4.
Yeah, now we're talking. With a trailer on the back with an 80 kilowatt whisper watt on the back.
Yeah, no kidding, man. Yeah, you need it. Have you heard Grandpa out here today? He's usually on this channel. Are you sandbagging Grandpa?
I don't hear him yet. I haven't heard him today or yesterday. I think I heard him the day before yesterday. Hey, Grandpa Jones, where are you?
Yeah, he sounded like he was parked across the street.
Yep. He got a big old hammer up here. I think he was, he runs some heavy artillery over there, too. I think water-cooled stuff. Anyway, yeah, I was shocked to see that little audio thing going on my recorder. I don't know how my recorder knows. I think it has to do with distortion. But yeah, it was weird. Anyway, I got to figure out how to get the pictures to him and to you. I can text them to you or put them in Messenger to you, but I don't know how to get them. I forget who Mongoose is by name. So hopefully he'll text me or PM me and remind me what his name is, so I can find him on Messenger. I'll send him the pictures, so then he can look at the pictures and listen to the gate and kind of know what's going on to break.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. Yeah, it's just the audio waveform in the digital domain. It's not RF related or sine wave related in any way. It's just literally just audio. And that is weird, because the peaks the negative peaks, if they're not starting on the line, there's got to be something kind of off or really weird for it to start below or above the line, because it's
What the hell? I lost my... Hey, Bobby, you still there? Well, I have to resort to using the President Richard as my receiver, as my SDR receiver / internet streaming computer just went tits up. The power supply went out. Everything shut off. So all I can do now is receive on the little President Richard, and maybe something to lift up the radio so I can hear the speaker. Where's the pen? Here we go. Anyway, yeah, I lost my power supply on the PC. Right, yeah, no, just power supply. I'm going to go unplug it completely from the wall for a while. The switching supply went belly up on it. So I'll go unplug it for a little bit, and then I'll just see if it comes back to life. If not, I just got to get another supply for it. It's unplugged. I'll let it sit for a while. Maybe it's a temperature-related thing, but I wasn't able to properly shut down my stream, so I don't know what's happening as far as YouTube goes. This may be a real screw-up here. I don't know what this... I guess the YouTube thing will probably sense that there's no... I think YouTube will sense that there's no video. Oh, it's still streaming. Hold on. I'm still streaming apparently on YouTube. And it says no signal, big old fat no signal on the screen. So I don't know how to get in here and log in to the video to crap. I don't know how to shut the stream off. Maybe I'll just turn off the I'm going to turn off the streaming gizmo.